Well, that time it was Michael Vanna whose first touch certainly didn't reflect the skills he possessed. Good effort by Stephen.
Stephen did well, tried to get a shot in. Michael was very unlucky here. He just stretched to get to the ball and nicked it away from the goalkeeper, but by that stage it was moving away from the goal, and the defender managed to get a challenge in. Very frustrating.
Muslim. But then again, last season Singapore were having the lion's share of the possession in the match against Pahang. Yet it went down by Zainal Abidin goal. Good ball once again by Stephen. Lovely move here by Singapore, Michael Vanna. Malik. Good effort by Malik Awad. He's had a superb game so far, Malik. Stephen is free on the outside. They use him now. 5 players awaiting the cross. One of them is Tumblin. The other is Kadea Haya, who had the final effort and blasted it wide over the bar.
Of course, playing the sweeper system with Alan Davidson behind, they can afford one-on-one.
Vanna. He's been doing a lot of the running. Oh, what a great effort by Michael Vanna. That was... Any player would have been proud with the shots, but he got it on target as well. And at the moment, Pahang are content to just sit back and defend. So near, and well, it should have been a free kick. The referee didn't award it. A strange decision on the part of the referee. Kanan certainly pushed the goalkeeper then. Vanna, as usual. Yes, a chance! Oh! That would have been the best chance of the match of getting a goal. Vanna struck it so sweetly, but that was a brilliant save by Muazzar Mohammed. Superb shot by Michael Vanna, and a great save. Certainly reminds you of the match against Johor, when Omar Salim pulled off a tremendous save from D. Devaraj. Dola Saleh. Danger for Singapore now. Pahang on the counter-attack. Ahmad Yusof. We haven't seen much of him, but he's getting into the act now. Zainal Abidin has headed the ball back, and he has scored for Pahang. Singapore demoralized. Unbelievable. Dramatic, but surely they don't deserve that.
That's coming off Sandro Redden's foot, isn't it? Now off the defender. Off the defender and then gone through Sandro Redden's legs. Oh no. It's a hard game, football. Singapore had all the game. Just come the closest they've come all game to scoring. Away come Pahang and they score.
Yes, I second you on that, Jamie. Football is indeed a hard game. Singapore making Pahang look so mediocre throughout the whole match, but losing to that Zainal Abidin goal. That defeat must be a hard pill for you to swallow, PN Sivaji.
It was indeed, Mike. We had 80, maybe 90% of the match, but just couldn't score. But in the final analysis, if you don't score, you don't win matches.
That's right. But let's be fair with you. You have taken a lot of the blame for this year's team performances, but you weren't given the right players. You know, you didn't have a chance to choose them. Surely think this must be pointed elsewhere.
In anything, people start passing bucks. The buck has got to stop with somebody. In this instance, it's got to stop with me. I knew what was at stake when the job was offered to me. I took it, and I knew I was prepared for all eventualities, and I got no regrets.
That's right. Well, Singapore had a run of 10 or 11 winless streaks at the moment, starting with a defeat to Selangor at the Merdeka Stadium. During that run, what was the most demoralizing match?
The match against Johor away, when Johor didn't have 6 of the regular players, when we lost to them, that was very disturbing, very demoralizing, because all of us expected to win. Of course, fingers can again be pointed at the referee, at the opponent's tactics, but my only thought is if you don't play or if you can't win matches, don't blame anybody.
Well, what about Singapore being a one-man team? There's been talk lately that Singapore are a one-man team with Varner and of late Sundram. What do you make of the players' inept performances while these two players went down injured?
That's a sorry thing about this team, at least for this season, because the moment we missed Varner due to injury or illness, the team just couldn't perform. And of course, I would have loved to have maybe 2 or 3 other better players, key players who could have helped to win matches. And if you notice, Singapore is the only team with 2 foreigners. We didn't fill up our quota of 3 foreigners.
That's right. Well, touching on that, let's look forward to the future now, Sivaji. Now that your new term is getting underway, what are your immediate plans for Singapore football?
The most immediate plan would be the match against KL. We have nothing to play for, people say, but I think we still have got our pride to play for. We have not won away in 20 months. I'm not ruling out a win. I've always been optimistic. And I think most of the lads in the team want to prove a lot of people wrong. So this match against Kuala Lumpur, although it bears no consequence on the final standing, we would want to go out there and win. After this, the main target would be the SEA Games, which Singapore is hosting next year. And our target must be to get the gold medal. I know Singapore has never done it before, and a lot of people will ask, what with this team, what can you do? But I have faith. Of course, there will be infusion of new talent. There must be. There's some key players in the team, like if you get people like Fandi, Borhan Abu Sama, maybe Ahmad Paijan. And then if you get some young workers, young players who want to work, I think we may have a good team by the time the SEA Games comes around.
That's right. You've made some great new acquisitions this year in the form of Kadir Yahya, Stephen Tan, Rafi Ali, and Nasir brothers, Amin and Nazri.
Yes.
What do you make of these youngsters?
I think Kadir must surely be the find of the year. Kadir Yahya works very hard, doesn't give up until the last whistle, doesn't know when he has lost a match until he comes into the dressing room, that kind of a player. Of course, Stephen Tan is another one who has shown some very encouraging form. But that boy, I think, has got a very good future too.
Well, you defended Patrick Ang in the press lately. What are your views on the man himself, Patrick Ang?
Patrick Ang, in my opinion, has been the right tonic for the team. Of course, if he had been there earlier, I don't think we would have languished in this present position. He eats, sleeps, breathes football. You know, he's one of those guys who comes down for every training session, whether it's early in the morning or it's in the evening. He runs with the boys. He becomes a part of the team, and the players respond magnificently towards him.
What about foreign signings for the new season?
I must say that Michael Wana and Sando Radun, before we talk about the signing for next year, have done very well for Singapore this year.
Yes,
they have done very well. But next year, I don't know, if we go down to Division 2, would the players want to remain with us? Would we have the budget to pay their salaries? Those are all things that we have to look at next year.
That's right. Well, with all that, we'd like to say a very big thank you to you, Mr. Sivaji. We wish you all the very best for next season's Semi-Pro League, and we'll also wish you all the best for the coming SEA Games.
Thank you very much.
Well, with that, we go back now to Odette Stroyce and more from the world of sport.